About 375 miles away from Austin in West Texas, Texas Tech University in Lubbock is getting experimental in its attempt to resume school during this pandemic. And other universities are certainly watching their experiment. It's one of the topics that Texas Tribune's Alana Rocha spoke with today with KXAN's Tom Miller.
State health officials aren't providing much information on the spread of coronavirus in Texas child care facilities, and experts aren't really sure what the extent of children spreading the virus is. So where does that leave parents?
In an impossible spot. I mean, really, people who don't have, the luxury really to keep their kids home, have to trust their childcare providers, be asking a lot of questions, be observing, that they are following protocols, pick up and drop offs outside, not family style meals, taking temperatures before the kids go in, things like that. But yeah, there's a lot of unknowns from the state. They're not releasing a lot of data, similar to what we saw a few months back with nursing homes. They're citing health privacy data and saying, these are children. We can't really tell you where these cases are spreading, whether or not those infections are occurring inside the daycares or from parents who say maybe aren't social distancing or healthcare workers and don't have a way to stay away from potentially contracting the virus. So a lot of unknowns.
And what is the state policy on keeping this data on kids and child care, and does that make it harder on parents?
Absolutely. I mean, it makes it harder on us in the media trying to get that information to parents. Unlike the other data that the state health officials release, the number of kids and staff infected in daycares is not among them. They have it. We have to ask for it, and when we ask for any sort of basic follow-up to get a breakdown of that data, we're denied, again, citing that health privacy data. Asked what they're doing to enforce CDC guidelines and have that oversight of daycares. The two health agencies pointed to the other one as far as suggested the other one might have an answer for us. They did say they were doing, unannounced inspections and things like that, but still it's a lot of non-answers right now.
We know Texas Tech is bringing 350 students to campus for summer classes. What's the significance of this?
Well, it's a big experiment. Other university systems here in the state who have maybe delayed doing something similar because of the current rise in cases everywhere, and especially among college-age kids, young people, and they're holding off. They're looking at Texas Tech to see how it goes. Granted, 350 students is a fraction of their 10,000 plus they have enrolled for this summer session. And those 350 will be spread across 30 classes. And these are classes that are hard to do virtually, science labs, performance-based art, things like that. But yeah, they'll be watching, although there is a lot of skepticism that regardless of how this summer session shakes out, as far as if there are COVID cases that result, it won't change the plans for fall for Texas Tech or other universities, as far as maybe not having or having in-person classes.
All right, Alana Rocha with the Texas Tribune. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.